Okay, out of my wrist, counted and spin it. Mad at the coupe, mine with no tenant.
It's Yasmin, and you are now tuning into Style Doll NYC. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now this week's video is going to be my review of By Kilian's recently released fragrance, Rolling in Love, and my impressions and thoughts on it and how I came to own it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right guys, so as you can see, I am in the Christmas spirit. I got my red eyeshadow on, and well, my reddish orange is kind of eyeshadow. And I got my red lips, and I even got my red nails. Back to having nails again. I completely missed these, and got my really Christmassy sweater on. So I am tapped in. So with Christmas being next week, I thought it would be appropriate for me to do a review of a scent that I think is very much of the season, and that is By Kilian's Rolling in Love. So let me start by explaining how I came to even know that this fragrance was released. So as you guys know, I am a fragrance junkie. I need to do more fragrance reviews. I know I have the Chanel one up. That one's pretty popular, but I need to do more. But until then, let's focus on the matter at hand and Rolling in Love. So I received Bergdorf Goodman's catalogs in the mail. I absolutely love them. Bergdorf Goodman is one of my most favorite stores in New York City. I think it's very magical and reminds me of why I fell in love with fashion to begin with and the whole shopping experience. So received their holiday catalog in the mail, and I like to browse through and see what they have to offer. And I come across a page that features Rolling in Love, and it's in this gorgeous red bottle, and it like draws my eyes. And they don't provide a preview of the scent. Sometimes they do, they have that like little flap on the side, but they didn't. So I was just like, okay, I am determined to smell this scent. So I became a woman on a mission. So I actually stopped into Bloomingdale's in Soho, where they have samples available. They sell Kilian there. And I stop in, grab a sample, and spray it on myself, and I'm just like, this is fine. Like, okay, it's okay, And I'm actually a really huge lover of tuberose. Tuberose is one of my favorite scents. So I sprayed it, forgot about it. But as I'm working, I keep getting like wafts of something. I'm like, is that like... Then I smell myself again. I'm like, oh, this is actually really nice. Very, very different from any fragrance I've ever smelled. And so then I did some research, and it's a multi-layered floral scent. So Kilian has essentially, and the perfumer he collaborated with, I want to say his name is like Pascal Guerin or something to that effect. Do not quote me on that. They literally layered the scent so that it's almost like an experience. Like each layer provides a different part of the fragrance. I know fragrance is typically arranged that way, but this was very much different. Like I literally, like the scent I smelled, I want to say about 2 hours into wearing it, was completely different from what I smelled initially. So I was just like, okay, I think I like this. So kind of forgot about it after that. I was like, yeah, I'll put it on my wish list. Then a couple weeks later, I found the perfume card that I initially sprayed the scent on, and I was just like, oh, I wonder what this smells like now. The scent was still there. I'm kidding you not, it had to have been like maybe like 3 weeks later. I was just like, what kind of perfume is this? Like, this is a monster. So that happened, and I made a note to myself again, like, okay, I'm obviously loving this perfume, I need to get it. I put on the coat, so maybe like a week after that, I put on the coat I had on when I initially sprayed the sample on me. And I like waved my hand in front of my face to go do something, I don't know. And I caught a whiff of that. I'm like, what the hell is that smell? It smells absolutely delicious. What is that? Then I had to think about, I'm like, oh my God, it's Rolling in Love. Like, I am rolling in love with this fragrance. So with that being said, Rolling in Love is a skin scent for the most part. It's supposed to be very intimate. I believe Kilian describes it as being a cocoon scent, which is different because most fragrances these days that people gravitate toward, or the mass market, so to speak, are these really loud fragrance. You know, the sillage is like through the roof, in which I'm very guilty of that too. I enjoy that, but there's something that's very modern about it, and I love the fact that it's not so in your face. It's something that you almost have to grow to love, because until those instances occurred for me, I wasn't like screaming about it. I was just like, oh, it's just fine. So Rolling Love is actually an almond, iris, and musk scent. There are some other scents in there, such as tuberose. I want to say that there is there oak in it? Don't quote me on that. But the primary notes in the layer are almond, iris, and musk. And some people describe it as a gourmand. I don't know if I would call this a gourmand. To me, it is more of a floral scent. To me, I get white floral from it, which is great because I'm obsessed with white floral fragrances. Additionally, I would say that it's a great scent for the winter months, for the colder months. There's something very much cozy about it, and I think that's what I appreciate about the most. It's very different from most of the fragrances that I have in my fragrance wardrobe at the moment, so because of that, it stands out. All right, guys, so if you haven't seen the bottle yet, this is it. Sorry for the reflection. My ring light is... oh my god, I love how it just keeps going. It's doing that infinity thing. Anyway, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous bottle. It just smells so good. And even the scent that you get initially when you like take a sniff, it just completely transforms once it's on the skin. So a really, really delicious scent. I eventually pulled the trigger, and this has been like my Christmas gift to myself, because I feel like this was definitely missing in my fragrance wardrobe. This is not my first Kilian scent. My first Kilian scent was actually Good Girl Gone Bad, and I still own it to this day. It's like my everyday go to work. It's very safe, not offensive, very pretty. I get compliments on it all the time. So not my first time venturing into the line of Kilian, but its lasting power on this is just crazy. I've been reading a lot of the comments on Fragrantica because I love reading the feedback, and a lot of people are underwhelmed or say that the scent disappears within minutes, but I think it's just due to the fact that, as I've explained, the perfume has different layers, so you just have to be willing to go through the experience and really understand how you feel about each layer, and whether the actual final layer of the perfume is what you're into. So yeah, guys, that is my review of Rolling in Love. As I mentioned, it's a very intimate scent. You're not gonna get like huge sillage. People are not gonna smell you. Like, it's not gonna be like the type of fragrance where you're in the elevator and people are like, oh my god, what is that? You have to really be in a close space with you, and I find that to be very interesting. And as I've said before, with fragrance, in order to make it last longer, you do have to apply an oil or a moisturizer to the surface you plan on wearing it on in order to give it more life. For me, I use a Rodin, don't quote me how to pronounce that, guys. The Rodin oil, it's a jasmine-based oil. I like to use that before I apply fragrance because I love the way it complements my fragrances, but it's also a really great layer to ensure that the life of your perfume is lengthy and it lasts. I got my bottle directly from Kilian, but I believe it's available via all the the mainstream department stores, so the Nordstroms, your Saks Fifth Avenues. I believe it's available via Neiman Marcus. It was also available on Sephora, but I think they're sold out at the present moment. So be patient, but if you happen to live in an area where these stores are located, feel free to pop in. Oh yeah, Bloomingdale's as well. That's where I initially smelled it. That's a great place to give it a try too. Well, that's all for this week, guys. If you're digging what I'm saying, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and tell a friend. Also, feel free to connect with me via my blog, styledallnyc.com, or on social media. The details on how to connect with me, as always, are featured below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you next time.